Hello, this is the third video in our Enduring Materials instructions. And previously, we've shown how to create an Enduring Material conference, an Enduring Material activity, and then we showed you how to set up the content in the various ways. And now we're picking up to the learner completing or for you to review. So first, I'm actually going to start with what I was talking about in the previous video with the preview link, just to show you a little bit about how that would work. This is useful. Again, another reason is if you want to just kind of see the process before you've made it live. So I still have the portal visibility off. You just want to make sure that you've put in everything correctly, your test is correctly set up. I'm going to go ahead and say preview. You'll notice the preview mode detected at the top. And so this is the landing page for our event. So you'd be able to view, the learner would be able to view the information about it. It shows the active dates for how long they'll have, what the expected time to complete is. It'll have your credit designation and disclosures and anything that has been collected. And then your last review date is down at the bottom and the information about the test to pass. And so they can continue to the Enduring Material here. They could do it at the top where the button was originally. And then they'll put in their information. Again, as I mentioned at the previous video, in the preview mode, this won't be anything that's recorded. So I'm just going to go ahead and put in some information. If they already have an account, just a security precaution, we have them select their last name. Again, as preview mode, it will only matter a little bit. Unexpected plot twist. Because I cloned the activity from the live event, I can't get credit for both. So this is actually a decent example of this. So instead of actually viewing the content and taking the post test, it's letting me know I have already attended and completed a live activity, so I can't get credit for both. It's the same content, but I can revisit the content if I would like at any time. And apparently we've marked our conference to require a professional license, so that's showing here. I didn't set up an evaluation, so that's not available here. So I'm going to go back to the content. And this is a view of how this would look. So just return to my Enduring Material to the preview link. I'm going to try it as a different individual who doesn't have attendance for a live event, so you can see what the process would look like for an individual. So continue to the Enduring Material. It's going to detect me because I was already logged in as me. If I am someone else, I can go ahead and say that I am someone else. Otherwise, I can continue to say, yes, that's me. So it makes it very convenient to continue to take additional materials once you're logged in. So I'm going to put in the pin of another individual. And so they would be brought to the content. This is what I was expecting to see earlier. And so they would be able to view the material because I embedded it correctly. I'm able to play the video here and watch it right here. This is the link I mentioned. If the video is not playing for some reason, we have the link here. So this will take them directly to the video link. So again, this could be if the video was not embedded correctly and it's the full link, they would use that and it would take them to whatever website. It opens in a different window, a different tab. So if you were having a timer, for example, on this page, which shows up here at the top, that would continue to count while they're on the other website watching the video. Once they're finished, they'll go ahead and use the take post test to get credit. As mentioned in the previous video, if you use that timer and you really wanted to be hard on them and used the block until a certain amount of time has passed, this button would be grayed out. They would have to wait until that time elapsed before they could move on and this became available. Again, just causes added friction. We don't recommend it. So they're brought to the post test. We have our instructions at the top. This is what could have been customized, but is our default instructions. We chose to use a attestation statement so that we have this here. I'll go ahead and say yes to this, and we'll go ahead and submit the test. It's a post test, so the responses are not anonymous. You will be able to see who answered what. So I'm going to go ahead and submit the test, and then I could view my post-test results, or I could go ahead and view or print my attendance certificate. This is disabled in the preview mode, but this shows the options that are available. The professional license is turned on at the conference, as I previously mentioned, and so this is where they would enter that if they needed to. Otherwise, they could view their post-test results. This is where they are able to go back and view any of the additional information that you've provided, resources or other links that you might have added here, or the rationale behind the correct answer. So this is where they can come back and review that. We also show them their first attempt results. So we only record the first attempt. So whatever they've answered, even if in the end they answered it correctly, we record their only their first response. There isn't a limit to the number of times that they can take a post-test. They can continue to take it until they pass. After 3 attempts, you should be notified, however, that they, if they took it that many times. So you'll get a notification here so that you can go and review and assess whether or not you need to review their performance. So if they failed and you wanted them to retake or to rewatch, you could go remove their attendance from the activity and then tell them to go attempt it again. Going back to our enduring material page, I'm actually going to go from here. I need to refresh this enduring material because that way you can see what the setup looks like once you've set up the enduring material. So all of these blocks will update once you've added this information. So from the enduring material, as I mentioned, once you have live respondents, not the previews, then the reports would show. We'd have attendance, we'd have a test respondent, etc. So let's go ahead and try as an actual individual so you can see what that looks like. So again, landing page, I'm going to continue on. This is who I'm replicating at this moment. So I'm going to be this person. Again, they view the content, they complete everything, they go ahead and take the post test for their credit. We have an attestation statement. I'm going to answer yes. I'm going to submit the test. They passed. We're not in preview mode, so they can see the post-test results and to view the attendance certificate, or they could go to their EADS account. So they can access these from here. Same thing with the post-test results as I just previously showed. But now, if we revisit the manage enduring material, you'll see now that we have 1 attendee, we can get to the activity attendance report, and we have a test responder. So we can go to the test results. So the test results is one I want to show because the activity attendance you should be familiar with, hopefully. And you're able to see the cumulative results of the responses. And you can also show the charts here. And down below, you can then filter by degrees. So if we had more respondents here, say we had, 6 physicians and also 12 nurses, and you just wanted to see the physician respondents, you can click the degree to view those, or you can customize the report based on certain degrees. But then in addition, you have the respondents. So if I want to see this person's results, I can click their name and it will show me their responses. It also shows you how they passed or if they failed. So if they passed and it took them 2 attempts, it would say, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, etc. It also shows you the time spent on enduring material, which I breezed right through because just showing on this video, so I have 0 minutes. But this will also show you the time that they spent so that you can see that. We're keeping track of that even if you're not using the timer feature, so you don't have to necessarily utilize that.